So now you should be much more familiar with Transfuser's master section. Let's finish up by taking a closer look at the trigger pads. Now, there are 8 of them located above the crossfader, and in the settings pane, you can tell Transfuser which MIDI channel it should listen to when using external controllers like the Axiom or the trigger finger. There's also an option to set the octave. You can set it from C-2 all the way up your keyboard. The default is C6, and I've got the trigger finger configured so the top 6 pads will trigger the following trigger pads, C6 through G6. Nice. Okay, with that in mind, let's load up a completely different session, Funky Bell. You can see all the tracks load up. If you want to see all of the tracks, we can hide the editor pane and then stretch the plugin window. So let's take a look at the tracks in this Transfuser song. Got a bass track, that's a slicer, electric piano, that's latched, clavinet, got an electric guitar, also a slicer, close it. Then I've got a selection of different brass riffs and stabs, conga, percussion loop, shaker, and a tambourine loop. Now these are all from the factory content, except for this track, which is my custom Lindrum. Now, unlike the pattern switches that force every track to play the same pattern, I'll show you what I mean. So whether I start from the controller or click with the mouse, B flat, every track plays that pattern. The trigger pads, on the other hand, allow you to mix it up a bit. Check it out. So when trigger pads are empty, they're displayed in white. When something's assigned to them, they're blue. Now I got different brass stabs and riffs assigned to 1, 5 and 6. Now to assign something to a trigger pad, you simply right click and you get a list of every track in your Transfuser song. I'm going to pick the guitar and assign it to play pattern number 1. There we go. I'm going to open up the guitar and we'll come down and play it. Now remember, the guitar is latched, so I only need to hit the trigger pad once for it to play. Okay, on the 3rd trigger pad, I'll do pattern 1 for the electric piano. That's also latched. And on number 8, I'll do the bass guitar. Now you can assign as many patterns, different patterns, in any configuration on any of the trigger pads. On the electric piano pad, I'll assign pattern 12 of the percussion loop. Now that's not latched, so you've got to hold the pad down to hear it. Now maybe you need to stop a track that's already latched or running. Well, the trigger pads also allow us to assign a stop command for any of the patterns. So for example, on this pad, number 7, I can assign a stop command for the bass guitar. I can assign another one for the electric guitar. So whenever I hit that pad, it's going to stop bass and guitar. Now the trigger pads are also great for assigning one-shot items such as vocals or stabs or even brass lines. So here's the brass track, let's hear it. It's a slicer track. Now on the last available trigger pad, what I'm going to do is right click, and of course we can assign any of the sequences or the stop command, but I can also assign any slice from the slice module, C3, check it out. I can even assign multiple slices to the same pad. Let's do another one. Unbelievable. And of course, unassigning is as simple as right clicking or control clicking. I'm going to come back and assign pattern number 12 to that last pad. And what this really all means is that with Transfuser, you're now able to ad lib and to be much more flexible with your arrangements. Now let me show you how to record your performance. Recording a performance in Transfuser is as easy as recording a basic MIDI track. In the edit window, we simply record enable the track. I'll locate to bar 4. There we go. Open Transfuser and let's do it. Amazing. Hit stop and that's your recorded performance. Now, this kind of flexibility is great, especially when you're working with a singer or a guitarist in the same room. It allows you to hash out your arrangements before committing them to Pro Tools. So, there you go. Everything you need to know about Transfuser's master section. Now, in the next video, I'm going to be showing you how to construct your own custom drum kit, as well as how to program using the pattern-based sequencer. I'll see you then.